Good morning, good evening, whatever time of day it is for you. Welcome to this thing that I do called Thor's Entertainment. I am Thor, and I am picking up my playthrough of Mortal Kombat 11 Story Mode in this 5th episode. If you missed the previous episodes, no problem. I will go ahead and add a prompt for those episodes in the corner of the screen. So, what has happened so far in the story? Honestly, not a lot. We have played through 8 chapters, so it feels like a lot has happened, but whenever I review my notes, not that much important stuff has actually occurred. So, what you need to know is that the main characters of Mortal Kombat have been changing predetermined events in their timeline, and that has taken place over the last few games. And after all of that, the Titan of Time Kronika is sick of it. She wants to go ahead and hit the reset button on all of existence and start the timeline over again. Our protagonists do not want that since life has been mostly pretty good for them, or at least up to this point it has. So yeah, they are trying to stop her. Now, the antagonists are mostly people who are not satisfied with how their history turned out, and they're helping out Kronika in order to try and change that. And so far, those antagonists have been getting either beaten or killed by the protagonists. That even includes people who are being pulled from the past in order to help Kronika try to reset time. And that includes a few heroes who are accidentally time traveled to the present as well. At this point, the main characters have two objectives. One is to figure out where Kronika is to try and defeat her and stop what she is doing, and the other one is to stop her from getting the energy she needs in order to reset time. Now, the power source for that energy needed to reset time would come from the souls of deceased beings. So we are going to kick things off in this episode by piloting Jax and Jacqui in their mission to try and stop Kronika's minions from taking Shang Tsung's private bank of souls from his old island. And hopefully, by trying to prevent her from getting her souls, she is not able to reset time. Starting off the episode in a heavily armored ship out in the middle of the ocean kind of makes this feel a little bit more like the opening of a Godzilla movie as opposed to Mortal Kombat.
How's the view?
No sign yet of the mystical barrier you mentioned.
Oh, you'll know it when it comes.
How you feeling?
For the first time in a while, in control. I got tossed into the deep end of this world of gods and monsters. But now, knowing my future, I feel like I finally come up for air. Those bad things that happened to me, will happen to me. Like Raiden said, it's gonna be different. Isn't this good news?
The things that happened to my dad, that trauma he suffered, it's why my parents met. They fell in love while he was in recovery. If they don't happen, you and Mom may not meet. I may never be born.
Jacqui, I can't pretend I get all this cosmic time stuff. But I do know you are here for a reason. You're not just some random accident.
I hope so.
Maybe I spoke too soon when I said this kind of feels like a Godzilla movie. Suddenly we're shifting more in the Pirates of the Caribbean direction.
Shang Tsung's island.
Here we go again.
It is always nice seeing Shang Tsung's island again. The place has a lot of charm to it. It's hard not to enjoy seeing things like the Warrior's Shrine again. Plus, it was really cool that this place happened to be the focal point of the crypt in Mortal Kombat 11. That was a nice touch. I guess this is what happened when the Mortal Kombat season ticket holders found out that there were not going to be any more tournaments after Shao Kahn and Shang Tsung lost back in the day.
When I was here for the tournament, there were people everywhere. These guys looked a lot younger. Seems like only yesterday.
Guess after Shang Tsung died, this place did too. Nobody's home. So much for needing stealth. Should have brought the whole squad.
Kinda hoping Raiden's wrong about the Well of Souls. I don't want to be here longer than we...
Multiple contacts.
How many?
2, but one of them's circling us real fast.
Kronika knew Raiden would send someone here.
Give me 10 seconds with this guy.
Jacquibriggs. We were partners under Quan Chi's command. You'll join me again.
Got the wrong Jax. I haven't been a Revenant, and I never will. Fight.
I legitimately forgot that this was a fight in this chapter. Don't even think that this is even mentioned in the chapter select menu. Now, normally the chapters in Mortal Kombat games consist of 4 fights per chapter character. This might be the first chapter to break that rule since we are going to be going through 5 fights in this one instead of 4. Now, I know that Injustice has bypassed that rule too, but I think this is the first time a Mortal Kombat game has bypassed that rule or bypassed that formula. At least since it was introduced back in Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe. Oh no, wait, I'm wrong. Like, really, really wrong. Mortal Kombat 9, the very next game after MK vs. DC Universe, well, that actually broke the formula because Liu Kang got a random extra fight at the end of Kung Lao's chapter. Oh, and Raiden also had more than 4 fights in his chapter at the very end of the game. So yeah, I was definitely way off. That's alright though, it's hard to remember everything that happens in these games. Which with this fight, and I'll have to check my notes on this one, I am pretty sure that Kabal takes first place as far as the characters who have lost the most in this story mode. He lost in the opening chapter to Cassie Cage, he lost to Sonya Blade about 2 chapters ago I think, and now he's losing again here to Jax. So suddenly as we are nearing the end of the game, we have a front runner for the worst story mode character. And with him having 3 losses, he's getting pretty close to Sector territory. And I guess just to go over that subject again. So far in each of the Mortal Kombat story modes that I have played through, Sector back in Mortal Kombat 9 lost more than any other character in any other story mode for Mortal Kombat. He ended up losing 5 times in that game.
Times are changing, Kabal.
Okay, wow, that is a pretty cool new power for Jade. I can't wait to see a lot more of that in the future. I'm sure this isn't just some random ability she pulled out of her ass for a one-time use thing in this game. Like, that would just be wasteful.
You'll not disturb Kronika's work.
Disturb. Try ending.
You're done messing with the Well of Souls.
You're not as strong as you think, Jax. As I recall, Sindel made quick work.
I'll take the lady in green. Was a time when you knew to fight for, but between Quan Chi and Kronika, your mind ain't right.
I joined Raiden against Shao Kahn. He led me to my doom. Now Raiden leads you there, too.
Fight.
I did some reflecting on Mortal Kombat 9 in that last fight, and now we are getting a rematch from that game as well. Jax and Jade faced off against each other in that game, and Jax ended up picking up the win, and that was even all the way back before he had mechanical arms. And not terribly long after that fight, Jax and Jade ended up becoming two allies instead of enemies, and that lasted for, a little bit. At least it lasted until Sindel showed up and both of them got put into a deceased status by her. But enough about Mortal Kombat 9, now we are trying to pilot Jax to another win against Jade. Well, evil Revenant version of Jade, but hey, Jade. And come to think of it, I'm pretty sure this is the first time that Jax has run into the future Revenant Jade. He also has not seen the Jade from his time at all throughout the entire story mode. At least I don't think he has. Because Jax has spent the entire game basically at the military base and at the fire gardens for the Shirai Ryu. And I guess also on that ship to get here. But yeah, that's where he has been, and Jade has been in Outworld pretty much the entire game. It's kind of weird how a bunch of allies have not actually intersected at all during this game.
I'll take my chances with Raiden.
Enough dancing with the dead. Raiden said this Well of Souls would be underground.
This way.
Now, normally I would make a little bit of a joke about how convenient it is that Jax just happens to know where all this crap is underground, but it kind of actually makes a lot of sense, and it is a good attention to detail considering he was held prisoner down here for a pretty good amount of time during the events of Mortal Kombat 9. So yeah, I guess he actually would kind of know his way around down here.
This is Goro's lair.
Thankfully, mine is Goro. Shang Tsung kept me locked up here, back at my first tournament. Never thought I'd be back.
Remember where a Well of Souls might be?
Couldn't tell you. I was pretty beat up. It's all a bit hazy.
I'm guessing this is it.
That crown. $5 says it's Kronika's.
It's drawing souls from the well.
There's no way that thing's unguarded. Let's grab and go before whoever's on duty gets back.
I never left.
Okay, I guess he was taking a piss back there.
First Subzero. Scorpion ripped out his spine, left it in a heap upstairs in Shang Tsung's old throne room.
An event
Hang on, Jacqui. I got this. Got that right. I'm just that tough. Fight.
Oh yeah, Noob Saibot is in this game. I nearly forgot. He has not really been doing much of anything, at least besides showing up randomly at the Linkway assembly factory, and that kind of feels like it was forever ago. Even though he really has not been showing up a whole lot in this game, I do love Noob Saibot's redesign in this game. Back in Mortal Kombat 9, the design was much more classic and true to the old timeline version of Noob Saibot, but I think I like this version of him a lot more. You really see him separating himself further from his past as a human assassin and distinguishing himself more as a shadowy nightmare creature. This is definitely my favorite version of the character, and I am just realizing I don't say that much about people in Mortal Kombat 11. Noob Saibot is just a rare example of a character being at their best, or at least the best that I have seen them in the entire franchise. It's like him, Scarlet, Frost, and Shiva. Now, even though those are the only characters I can think of off the top of my head that I think look the very best in the entire franchise in this game, there are a lot of really good character designs that may not necessarily be the best in the franchise, but are pretty strong by themselves. Like, I do think Jax looks good in this game, I think Shao Kahn looks really good in this game, Scorpion looks really good, but those are characters who have had lots of good designs, so it's hard to say that any one of them is truly the best.
Guess Ermac's not the only one who's weak. Come on, let's get that thing and get out of here. Mind blown.
Dad? How'd you get?
I'll give you one guess.
Dad, your arms. Those look like Kronika's design. What are you doing?
Giving you the life you deserve. By destroying the universe, restarting it, not destroying it. Being a revenant, the years I lost, the things I did. Your ma held me together, but I was never the father you needed. You're talking nonsense, man. You raised a fine daughter. She's one hell of a soldier. She shouldn't have been a soldier. I never wanted you out there, taking those risks. If I hadn't fallen apart, you wouldn't have felt the need to enlist.
That's not why I do this, Dad.
Please! Give that crown to me. I don't want to hurt you.
This is seriously messed up.
Hang back, kid. I know I wouldn't want to fight my dad. How about we keep this between me, myself, and I? Never thought I'd stoop so low. You don't know how bad it gets. Losing your arms was just the beginning. I know you suffered. You still do. But you don't betray your unit. And you sure as hell don't betray your family. Fight.
So this is one of my least favorite conflicts in the entire game. The only one topping it is when Sonya got mad at Cassie for leaving her old self behind to, suicide bomb the Netherrealm castle. And I thought that little conflict was dumb because Cassie had already told Sonya that she had died on that mission, so she knew in advance what had happened. Or at least to some extent what happened. And then she got mad after reading a report about the full details of what happened, but she didn't read the whole report. So she was getting mad without having all the information available to her about something that she already knew happened. It just felt like really forced conflict and seemed like a method to maybe just try and drag out the runtime of the story mode. But besides that one, this one sucks too. Even if this conflict makes a little bit more sense. Now I get that Jax probably does not like his daughter being in the same special forces team that he was part of back when, he died, lost his arms, and was just basically destroyed in a wide variety of ways. At the same time, though, we saw his house earlier. Every damn picture on the wall is of Jacqui hitting various milestones in her military career. She is clearly damn proud of what she is doing, and some part of him is proud too, or he would not be displaying those pictures like that. So even if he wishes that she chose a different path in life, resetting all of existence really doesn't make that much sense. I mean, it is erasing this version of his daughter and taking away anything that makes her her, anything that makes her the child that he loves.
There's gotta be a way to make this right.
He's out, but he'll recover. How are you?
Tripping. You?
Ditto. We can't leave him. Let's get him and the crown out of here.
If I never come back here, it'll be too soon.
I heard that.
Surrender Kronika's crown and the elder Jax and Briggs. No harm will come to you.
No deal. We know you betrayed the Elder God Cetrion.
Kronika must restore the balance that Raiden destroyed. Can you not see? He is the devil in these matters.
At least he's the devil we know.
Can we take an Elder God?
Cassie beat Shinnok.
Only because the cages are born with crazy magic powers.
Maybe we have our own magic.
Stand down, please. Resistance only ensures your suffering.
I can't let you do—
I'm not discussing it.
Your mind is too frail to wield Kronika's weapon. For your own safety, remove it.
It's not time for safety. It's time for action.
Fight.
So this fight was an interesting one. I planned to fight as Jax the entire time throughout this chapter. Whenever I looked at the chapter outline, it looked as if he was the only one of the characters that I could fight as the entire time. I thought I had seen that there is one fight that requires you to be Jax and you cannot select Jacqui for. I had no idea that the game could force you to use Jacqui in this fight. So I was not prepared for that, and I have not used Jacqui in what feels like forever. So you're going to see me just trying to figure out this character on the fly. I try common special attack inputs, I test out common combo inputs, and eventually I get to the point where I found enough to where I feel like I can fumble my way through the fight, but yeah, I was not ready for this one. But yeah, I have no problem using Jacqui. I actually really like Jacqui. I just wanted to use one character the whole time to save myself the trouble of trying to learn two different characters. If I could just use one the whole time, it saves me time. The funny thing is, if I knew I could fight as Jacqui for every single fight, I would have just used her. I actually prefer her over Jax, at least fighting style-wise. I usually like the way she plays a little bit more than Jax. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this chapter fighting as jacquibriggs. And using her, we are going to beat the Elder God Cetrion. I mean, come on, Jax, your daughter can beat an Elder God. Why would you want to change that? You're crazy, man.
Eat your heart out, Cassie Cage.
You were warned. Mere mortals cannot control the crown. I did not wish to harm you, but now you have forced my hand.
The hell are you doing?
Give me the crown, and I will spare her. Don't! Don't give it to her! Go! Her life is in your hands.
Nobody here wants to hurt anyone. Now please, don't let this happen to our girl. Damn it. Now bring Jacqui back.
Dad! How could you do this to me?
I'm not doing this to you, Jacqui. I'm doing it for you. I love you.
Kronika awaits our return.
Come on. This fight isn't over.
This will bring us our deliverance. Thank you. Both of you. I sense apprehension, Jax and Briggs.
I'm not usually surrounded by so many friendly faces.
We are unlikely allies, united for a common cause. Worry not. Liu Kang, Kitana, are the armies assembled?
They're en route. Kitana and I will see that they arrive as planned.
Excellent. So many souls, so much time. As my strength gathers, the new era draws ever closer.
The report from Jacqueline Briggs. Her father's actions have compromised our situation gravely.
I know. I can't believe he did this.
Even if we locate her keep, Kronika's power now likely exceeds the might of our combined forces.
Maybe we should rethink using Shinnok's amulet.
We cannot, Cassandra Cage.
I've seen what you can do with it. You held off the entire Netherrealm army. You weren't even at full strength.
I dare not risk the temptations of its dark power. Even now it calls to me.
Exactly how I feel every single time I drive by a Chick-fil-A.
Despite Kronika's advantages, we must attack as soon as we know the keep's location.
It's been hours since we heard from the Grandmasters. What's the plan if they don't come back?
They must, or else hope is lost.
I don't know what it is exactly, but there is just something a little off-putting about the idea of there being clouds and sunshine in the Netherrealm. After all, this is supposed to be Mortal Kombat Hell, and sunshine just does not really seem like a hell thing to me.
Those warriors must be headed for Kronika's keep.
Agreed. But why not use Charon's fleet? The bridge clearly taxes her power.
The fleet's bound to Kardon. It sails only by his command. That it's still moored suggests he won't help Kronika.
In which case, he may help us.
It looks like Kardon is home. Perhaps hosting some unwelcome guests. Return to Earthrealm. Tell the others we found him. We'll deploy as soon as I return.
Are you certain Charon will aid us?
No, but he's our best chance.
You should have aided Kronika, Charon. Now you must suffer.
I am immortal, dvorah. You cannot kill me.
This one needs only render you unfit to ferry Kronika's enemies.
First Shinnok, now Kronika. You fight for lost causes.
This one ensures the Hive's survival. You will not save the Shirai Ryu.
Fight!
You know what? This fight feels very due. In the previous game, dvorah stabbed Scorpion with one of her spider legs while he tried to kill Quan Chi. Now, Scorpion did manage to kill Quan Chi, but I'm sure he wanted a little bit of payback after being injured by dvorah. So I am sure he is happy to be getting that opportunity. I do feel like this fight should be a lot easier than it seems to be, though. Like, in my head, this feels like it should be a really easy win for Scorpion. I mean, the man controls Hellfire, and fire tends to be super effective against bug types. So this seems like a really easily solvable problem. Just burn the bug. The only person I see who theoretically could be a worse matchup for dvorah is Raiden, and that's because he's basically a living superpowered bug zapper. So yeah, it seems like dvorah might be getting some preferential treatment here because she should be losing very badly. I mean, don't get me wrong, I really like dvorah as well. Her design is pretty cool, and I like the concept of the Kai 10, but something about the bug woman somehow beating the man that can control fire seems like a little bit of a stretch to me. But this is a game that does a lot of little things that do not make sense to me, so at least it is being consistent.
The Shirai Ryu will not fall. The clan of imposters will indeed fall. I've restored the Shirai Ryu. Built a clan that's never been stronger. On a foundation of pretenders and outsiders, Kronika told me. Without our original bloodlines, there is no Shirai Ryu. Our clan's massacre extinguished them. Kronika will revive the true Shirai Ryu in the new era. Do not trust Kronika. She uses your anger to enslave you, as Quan Chi did both of us. I let go my rage, and it saved me. To save yourself, you must do the same. Fight.
Now I understand that Scorpion, especially young Scorpion, is a pretty hot-headed and immune to reasoning individual. Still, it feels like if young Scorpion was going to hear anyone out, it would probably be himself that he would listen to. I just find it odd that he would immediately take Kronika's word when she is a complete stranger. It seems like he would be more willing to see his future self and see for himself what became of the Shirai Ryu before choosing sides. Like, it seems like it would have been the very first thing he did and go talk to himself and get his own opinion on things. Making him go ahead and immediately side with Kronika instead of taking his own word, his future self's word on things, well, it just kind of feels like you take Scorpion from being inconsolably angry to being a gullible idiot. I mean, it's still somewhat in character, so I'm not going to knock it too hard. It's definitely not as forced of a conflict as Sonya to Cassie or Jax to Jacqui, but it's still not great. Also, I am a little confused by that last cutscene because Scorpion, the old Scorpion, was able to hurt the young Scorpion by setting his chains on fire. So apparently heat can hurt the man who can control and set himself on fire at will. I was just always kind of under the impression he was immune to fire, considering most of his intro animations involve him walking through fire or setting himself on fire somehow.
It's past time you were freed. We both know what truly drives you. It's not Shirai Ryu pride. It's your wife and child. Harumi and Satoshi were stolen from me. Murdered. Seeing them again is all that matters. We share this pain. I fought through hell to end it. But Kronika's new era is not the remedy. She would resurrect Shinnok, the same devil who brought death to our family and clan. He cannot be allowed to return. When I revived the Shirai Ryu, I vowed our clan would ensure Earthrealm's protection. Help me keep that promise. Poison.
Kronika knew your past sins would distract you. Now this one ends your misery.
Now you die. Raiden is at the Fire Gardens. Enlist Charon's aid. Bring Raiden's army to the keep. You must. You have my word. The new Shirai Ryu are worthy. It's heart, not blood, that makes them warriors.
Your Shaolin masters, they're ready.
They will fight until the last man.
That is likely what it will take.
There will not be a fight if Charon does not help us. Is there any word from Grandmaster Hasashi?
No. If we do not hear soon, I will return to the Netherrealm.
Wrong, Scorpion. This cannot be good.
Get Raiden.
The Fire Gardens. Rebuilt. The Shirai Ryu are indeed restored.
Why are you here, Scorpion? Where is Grandmaster Hasashi?
He is dead.
Now you have come to finish us.
I understand your mistrust, but I am here to assist you.
I find that impossible to believe.
Fight!
And of course, it would not be a Mortal Kombat game if we did not have Scorpion versus Sub-Zero in one way or another. I am fairly certain that is a requirement for every story mode for Mortal Kombat at this point. And I'm perfectly fine with that. I always enjoy this fight. I just wish they did not have to kill off Old Man Hanzo to make it happen. But here we are. I guess there is always the possibility that the creators did not know what else to do with Old Man Hanzo. Especially after he had already killed all the people who wronged him and he had rebuilt his life. He had also settled his lifelong rivalry with Sub-Zero. And he even got to remake his old clan and be a father figure to Takeda. Overall, his story was kind of complete. There wasn't really much more they could do with him besides, I guess, retire him in one way or another. Wish they didn't have to kill him, but at least we finally got to see a fully developed character in Old Man Scorpion. And now we are left with young Scorpion, and all of that character development has gone out the window. Also, I am kind of curious about the logistics of Scorpion dying in the Netherrealm, which is Mortal Kombat Hell. Seems like he just died and would have went to the exact same place he was already in. So could we potentially just go back to the Netherrealm and find Scorpion?
You misunderstand my intentions.
Who sent you here, Scorpion?
My future self is dead. I am here at his behest.
Grandmaster Hasashi sent you.
I honor his dying wish. Charon will ferry your armies to the Isle of Kronika. We must leave at once.
Do you have proof of Charon's offer?
Only my word.
Your word is worthless. At the tournament, I trusted you to spare Bihan, and you betrayed me.
A mistake born of rage. I seek redemption.
Lies, Scorpion. You are a slave, and Kronika is your master.
Fight.
And now we get another rematch from Mortal Kombat 9. In that old game, during the very last chapter of the story mode, we played as Raiden, and the very first person that Raiden fought against was Scorpion. Of course, Raiden won, and then we were just able to skip on towards the end of that story mode. Here, though, we are controlling Scorpion. So Hanzo should fare a lot better than he did in Mortal Kombat 9. Actually, speaking of skipping towards the end of a story mode, we are nearly done here in Mortal Kombat 11. After this fight, we only have 2 chapters to go, and then the story mode is done. Or at least the base game story mode is done. After that, then I get to break out the DLC story mode, Aftermath. And I get to play through that for the very first time. This also might be my fastest chapter completion as well. Scorpion's chapter looks like it's only going to take me about 12 minutes to finish. Actually, just overall, this is going to be a really short episode. Normally I try to have these be between 45 minutes and an hour, and I'm just barely going to make 45 minutes if I make it at all. I guess we will see if I end up pulling it off. Yeah, it is going to be a close one.
Raiden, you must listen.
Alright, I'm just going to stop here. The transition between chapters is pretty quick in this cutscene, so we will just have to wait and see how the conflict between Scorpion and Raiden ends in the very next episode. So, what happened in the episode and what do I think about it? Well, mostly I think that if Kronika did not waste time bringing characters from all across time into the present, she would not have alerted the heroes that she was even plotting something or even existed for that matter. And then she could just send Gears to get the souls from Shang Tsung's island and no one would have even known anything was happening. You'll hear me reiterating this point a bit throughout the episodes, but I think Kronika is a really dumb villain. And I think she just gets in her own way more than any other villain in the franchise. And yeah, I'm even going to consider her worse about that than Shao Kahn was back in Mortal Kombat 9. And Shao Kahn pretty much had already had victory in his grasps, but then he just fucked himself over in the very last chapter of the game. But at least he almost accomplished his goal. Kronika here could have done this so much easier in a bunch of different other ways, but just continues to put obstacles in front of her. But in spite of all that, she still managed to get her crown of souls to reset time, so I guess it's not all too bad for her. But even though things are starting to swing her way, the heroes did manage to get intel on where she is hiding out, so it is not over yet. And yeah, we saw that intel came at the cost of losing old man Scorpion, but young Scorpion is doing his damnedest to course correct and help out the heroes. We will just have to wait and see if his intel gets put to good use in the very next episode. That is going to be it for now, though. Thank you for enjoying this episode, and if you did enjoy it, maybe consider checking out some of my other stuff on the Thor's Entertainment channel. I do have other playthroughs of other Mortal Kombat story modes, and I also have some gameplay from Mortal Kombat 1 online. But yeah, that's going to be it for me, and again, I am Thor. Thank you for watching, take care, and I will see you next time.
Fatality. Frost wins.